Allow me to reintroduce myself. The name's Cream.
Hey loves, how's everybody doing? And welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are returning subscribers, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Janine and thank you for joining me today. You are welcome here. Before you go guys, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also to turn on your notifications so that you can get a video. So you can get a notification whenever I post a video up. I'm trying to be as consistent as possible, but life happens sometimes. But yeah, that does not mean that we stop making videos. So yeah, today I'm shooting from my office at work. I am actually at work right now. And I just thought I'd shoot this video because I was reminded of something the other day. Oh my gosh. And I wanted to shoot this video because I really wanted to share with someone out there who, you know, sometimes, especially a startup, and people who could get discouraged sometimes with what they're doing. Things are not going the way that they planned or the way that they hoped. So I thought I'd shoot this video to be really honest with you guys about something that happened to me last year. I'm really big on my entrepreneurial journey as a cakepreneur. For those of you who don't know, I'm a cakepreneur. I'm the buttercream queen, and I am the founder of Also Sweet Cakes. And I get a question most of the time, especially from like people who just started baking or like small baking businesses, and they always ask me like, "Oh, how did you get so big?" And sometimes I laugh deep down. I'm just like, "Oh my god, I cannot count the number of tears that I've cried in my life on this journey. You have no idea." But I always have words of wisdom just to let them know, just to keep on going and don't stop, don't quit. So anyway, backstory. So I was reminded of something that happened last year when I came back from baking school from South Africa. I decided that I was going to host a cake tasting. So I had this idea of doing a cake tasting, wedding cake tasting, for brides and things like that, people who are getting married. And I thought it would be really fun, super fun, because I know it had been done before here, but I was like, why don't I do it and put a personal twist on it and do it my way? So that was my idea, and I was like, why should I just end at a tasting? Why don't I pull in a friend of mine who's good at deco, and she can also showcase? So I pulled in my very good friend, she's not even my friend, that's my sister. I pulled in Yolanda, and she's Sugar House Bliss Events. So she came through and she did like this really cute deco setup. And I was like, why end there? Why don't we do something on makeup? Like bridal beat and things like that. And I pulled in my other sister, Gigi from Adeaj, you guys. She's the one who always slays my nails. That's her. So so I pulled her in and I was like, why don't you do something on, like getting prepped before your big day and all that? And she's like, yeah, fun. So the three of us worked on this plan, and we were super excited, super happy about everything. We did our marketing, we did posters about it, posted on our social media, and the response that we got, now this is where I'm going to speak for myself, like on my personal behalf. I'm going to speak on that. The response that we got prior to the actual date, it was actually on the 27th of April 2019. And you guys, that was the first event I ever did. And it was probably the biggest that I had ever organized. So yeah, like the response that we had gotten prior to the date itself was super good, super amazing. There were lots of brides who called in, lots of people who wanted to participate, and it was for free. Like, we didn't charge anything for it. It was literally for free. And yeah, like loads of people wanted to participate and whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so great, so good. I wanted it to be super professional, and just wanted it to be a cool day where people came through and just had loads of fun, and brides just vibed off each other, and we talked about all things cake, all things deco, all things beauty. So the response we got was amazing prior, and even as we got towards the date of, it was Everything was okay. Everyone had confirmed that they were showing up and all that. And the day came and I was so nervous. But I was like, I have to do this. Like, I have to do this. This is me now. I'm getting in the game. This is me now. I'm getting in the game. You know, for me, that was it. I was like, this is it for me. I'm showing up as this bomb cake baker. I'm showing up as this businesswoman. I'm showing up, you know, to take my place in the industry. This is me right now making my mark. And so the day came, got there early, super excited, you know, we're setting up and everything. And then, number one, people came late. Okay. So people showed up late to the event. So we couldn't even start at the time that we were supposed to start. But thank you. Like, I'm going somewhere. So if any of you who attended the event are watching this, please, I'm heading somewhere. Please don't think that I don't appreciate your attendance. I do. I really, really do. It was so great to have you, for you to attend my event. Just like you being there meant so much, you know. So yeah, people came kind of late. People who RSVP'd didn't show up. I had to call them on that day. They were like, oh, sorry, I can't make it, you know. And we had all this cake that had been laid out and all the stuff that had been set up, and you know, the people just didn't show up. And from there, it set the tone for the rest of the day, because I felt like from the beginning, I felt like I had already failed at the day. Nobody knows this. I think I've only shared this sentiment with only one person, or I've only, let someone in on the way that I felt that day. But it was very emotional for me, because I was like, I thought I did everything right. You know, people said that they were going to come. Who wouldn't attend this event? This is dope. Like, I would attend this event. You know, we had a photographer, we did pictures, we had food. And so it set the tone for the rest of the day, because I felt like I really failed. You know, out of 20 people, I think we only had like 8 who showed up. It set the tone for the rest of the day, and I felt like I had failed, because it wasn't going the way that I had hoped that it was going to go. But I braved through it. I put a smile on my face. I don't think anyone knew that's what was going on deep down. I braved through it. I survived the day. I, tried to make the most of it. I was proud of myself for pulling it off, but at the same time, I was like, I wish it could have been the way I had imagined it was going to be. And the people who did show up, you know, like I said earlier, I'm so thankful that you guys even saw, you know, like you saw it fit to even attend. You didn't have to, but you did. And you just came through, and you just made the most of just the experience, and, you know, just getting to interact with everyone who came that day. It was actually so much fun. I really did enjoy that day, well, towards the end. And then the food was ridiculous. Like, we had paid for like platters of food and things like that. I won't mention the location, but I'm sure y'all know where it was. We paid. That's what happens when you talk about people. I'm joking. Anyway, this is facts though. We paid for platters of food, like snack platters, finger foods, and things like that. You guys, the food we got, I was like, I was like, my day cannot get any worse than this, seriously. So there was just all these things that just led up to me feeling like the day didn't live up to what I had expected it to be. And so from that day, I did not host any more tastings after that, because I felt like I failed at one. Why would I do it again? You know? And I really didn't want to share this with anyone. I didn't want to share this because it's very personal to me. Like, the way that I felt is very personal to me, and I honestly felt like I didn't do a good enough job in people not coming. And I asked myself, I said, oh my God, like, I asked myself, I said, but why didn't anyone show up? Like, why didn't people come? What could I have done differently, or what could I have done better for them to show up differently, or what could have made people actually show up? Like, I tried my best. I tried to make it as fun as possible. I tried to just give everyone an amazing experience. But what is it? And I honestly did. I felt like I had failed at that. And I was like, I'm not going to do this again. I'm really not going to do this again. And like, I spent all this money trying to get this thing done. And, like, the response or the attendance wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be. So I canceled it. I canceled cake tastings. I was like, I'm not doing this again. And that was in April, and for the whole year, I did not host another one. Not that I didn't think about it. I did think about it. I wanted to, but I was like, nah, it's too much for me. And there's always that place where we feel like we haven't done a good enough job, that we tuck away, we hide it, and we're just like, I don't want to revisit you. I tried you, you failed me, and I just don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. There's always that one place. I don't know if you guys have that, but I do have that. And for me, this was one of them. I was just like, nah, it's okay. I'm good. No more cake tastings. I'm good. If you want to have a cake tasting, you book and you come do it at the store, individually, but not as an event. And so I dealt with that for the rest of the year. But at the beginning of this year, I challenged myself. I said, no, Janine, you have to do it. You have to do another tasting. Maybe do it differently. Like, maybe this year will be different. You've got experience, but don't give up on it. And I had this conversation with myself, and I was like, I don't wanna. And I was like, no, but you can't just never have a cake tasting. You have to have a cake tasting. Just do it for you. Just do it. And I said, okay, fine, cool. So anyway, guys, I decided that this year I was going to have a cake tasting. I wanted to do another one this year. But then COVID-19 happened and just kind of threw everything off track and off balance. But I'm working on it, and I'm going to host a cake tasting this year. And I hope and I pray that this time the response will be different. But what I wanted to say to you, after all that long story, what I wanted to say to you was that I know there's a lot of us out there, especially when we're starting off, we're like, no, you feel like I'm not big enough to do something like that, or, I don't have what it takes to do something like that, or I'm not as big as so-and-so for me to do something like that. They're way ahead of me. Don't doubt yourself. Because every small step that you take, every risk you take, every chance you take is you building yourself as a person, and also you building yourself, your skills, your knowledge as a business person. So if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you have to take the risks. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you have to accept that sometimes you're going to fail at something. You have to accept it. It's life. It's inevitable. And you have to be able to learn from the mistakes that you made, or you have to be able to not go too hard on yourself or be too hard on yourself for the parts where you feel like you failed. Because in your eyes, you may have failed, but in somebody else's eyes, you did good. And how I know this is because I felt like I failed. But in everybody else's eyes, the people were like, yo, your event looked amazing. Oh my gosh, your event looked amazing. It looked amazing. How was it? But for me, I was just like, I wish you knew. But because we'll always be our biggest critics, we get in our own way sometimes. So even for me saying that I was never going to host a cake tasting again, that was me getting in my own way and blocking something that could eventually be big for me. So I'm going to say this to you. If you want to take a risk, if there's something that you want to do, if you have an event that you want to host, or if you want to be a part of something, my advice to you is just do it, because you have nothing to lose, but you have knowledge to gain. It'll make you wiser, as a person, it'll make you wiser as a business person. You learn from where you fell short, and you can always correct those mistakes when you do it again. Try again and again and again. Okay, it's not easy, and like people ask me, oh, how did you get your business to be so good, or how like it's try and try again and try again tomorrow. Today wasn't great, today sucked, we'll try again tomorrow. That's the only thing that you can do, and learn from your mistakes. And also, don't be patient with yourself. Nobody grew overnight. No one became a success overnight. People cried tears behind closed doors. People have lost money behind closed doors. People have lost friends and things like that, So I know we look around and we're like, oh my gosh, so and so hosted an event. How maybe mine won't be as big as that, or I'm not on her level yet or on his level yet. So I feel like maybe, don't let the attendance of your event determine your worth as a business person, or your value. It shouldn't diminish the value in what you're doing, So even if you're an artist, you're just starting out, you're an artist, an upcoming artist, you have a show, 10 people attend. You thought there would be 100 people, but only 10 people attend. Are you going to stop singing? You're not going to stop singing. You have to keep singing, keep going to studio, keep recording, so that people get to know about you. And then slowly, you're going to be packing up stadiums soon enough. So just because only 10 people attended your event, it doesn't mean that what you're doing is only worth the value of 10 people attending, if you know what I mean. So don't ever look at it that way. Take up space. Start somewhere. Don't give up. This is me to me. Like, I feel like I'm literally advising myself right now. Don't give up. Keep keeping on, and don't lose the faith. Okay? So yeah, I just thought I'd share that because it's been a year, and I was like, I think maybe I can speak on this right now. And you guys know I keep it 100 on my videos, sometimes a little bit too 100. But anyway, I'm gonna share clips now on the day that was, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you take something away from it. Please leave a comment in the comments below if you resonated with anything that I said in this video, and also if this video touched you in any way, please do let me know. Hi guys, we're here setting up and everything. Let me show you the room. It's empty right now. Don't forget to share and subscribe before you go. And until then, guys, don't forget, keeping on. The road is not easy. It's a long way ahead, and one step at a time. Until next time, please don't forget to keep it oh so sweet. I love you.